A special moment in Muskegon Heights just wrapped up.
The unveiling of a brand new statue honoring an important part of the city's history. 13 on your side's Nate Bell is here to show us. Nate.
Yeah, guys, the statue honors a drum major in the Muskegon Heights High School Marching Band, and there's some extra history there as well. The uniform on the 12-foot statue was designed by lifelong Muskegon Heights resident Floyd Cook Jr. Cook Jr. designed that uniform himself back in 1958 when he became the band's first black drum major. The man who asked him to be in that position was band director Albert Mirzo. You see him standing there with Floyd right there. Mirzo made the trip today to the unveiling and praised Cook for his contributions to the city's history.
He was exactly what we needed in our drum major. Moreover, he was highly capable of even designing his own distinctive drum major uniform, which he did, and very successfully too. Wow, what a guy!
The statue is part of a revitalization project for the heart of downtown Muskegon Heights. And if you want to check it out for yourself, it is at Rowan Park right there in downtown Muskegon Heights.
Good afternoon. Welcome here to Rowan Park right here in Muskegon Heights for our dedication of Let's Band Together. I want to welcome all of you here. This is a special occasion and a special moment for all of us. This is an opportunity for us to understand what it means and what it's always meant for us here at Muskegon Heights, and that is to come together collectively as a group of people that love one another. But welcome to all of our elected officials. If you are out there, please just raise your hand. Let people know that you're here. All our elected officials from around the county, thank you all for coming out. At this time, we're going to bring our mayor, Mayor Walter Watt, to the podium. At this time, let's give our hand to Mr. Mayor Walter Watt.
All right. Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem. And I know it's cold out here, so we're going to move through this program really quickly. But I just want to thank everyone for coming out and experience this momentous occasion here in the city of Muskegon Heights. And first of all, I'd like to acknowledge all the council people from Muskegon Heights that had discussions and voted to make this happen. Where are my council people at? If you can come up front here, please. Come on up. Don't be hiding. Come on up here. We have Mayor Pro Tem Ronald Jenkins, Councilman Derek Collins, Councilwoman Kelly Kitchen. Is Councilman Williams anywhere around? He's on his way, they tell me. And here comes Councilwoman Bonnie McLaughlin. Oh, and Councilman Cook, he informed me that he had an emergency and he would not be to make it. So, today, I want to, as I was instructed to prepare with some remarks, I had to think about what I wanted to say. And what I decided to talk about is change. Change can be good and change can be bad. But change is the significant, most important piece of every existence. It is the inevitable part of everything we do. And without change, things become extinct, insignificant, and outdated. Muskegon Heights, because we had not had any significant change in this community, we have become outdated and left behind. All around us, growth is happening. The things that brought us great pride and joy, our Mona Lake Beach Park, where we would gather on Saturday, hot Sunday evenings after church, sitting on cars, talking and laughing, walking out on the beach in the water and sand, while also enjoying the ice cream cone from the pavilion. Those things have been lost and has changed. Our beautiful entire housing stock with well-maintained and manicured lawns, where I was often told by my mother that when one neighbor got out and started cleaning their lawn, the entire block would. It became a competition to see whose lawn was the best. That has changed and has been lost. Our Muskegon Heights public school system, where we all had the best educators in this area. They gave us the best education and raised us up and provided us with a mind to lead and do well in our community. This gave us a sense of pride and confidence that was unmatched by any other school district in this area. How do I know this? Well, those students that attended Muskegon, Mona Shores, Orchard View, Catholic Central, West Michigan Christian, they all came back to Muskegon Heights to hang out and play with us. They envied us. Now, they won't tell you that publicly, but they've told us all privately. And that has changed. Muskegon Heights, all these things once gave us the greatest pride and joy, has changed and been lost. But today, I am proud to say that we are putting a spin on the bad change of the past and banding together to change our downtown and entire community for good. Good change. Change that reinvigorates our pride and joy and love of our community. I received a letter from one of our citizens that often comes to council meetings on a regular basis and lets councils know how unhappy she is with things. And this letter I got last week is from Miss Lovey Wright. Everybody knows her. She talked about how, Mr. Mayor, why can't we have a beautiful downtown? Why can't we keep our downtown beautiful? Why can't we get businesses back into our downtown? Well, Ms. Wright, I'm here to tell you today is the beginning of this renaissance, with this beginning of this banding together statue right here in the center of Muskegon Heights downtown, that we will be moving our city forward. And as we begin to renovate Broadway Street with our $6 million grant that is pretty much in the bank, when we begin in 2024, downtown Muskegon Heights will be coming back, and the entire city of Muskegon Heights will again be this vibrant, lovely community that we once had. So I just want you all to know that this banding together piece here is significant, because what it says is when we come together as a community, when we come together as a county, when we come together as an area, when we come together to do things to solve our problems, is nothing we cannot do. And today is the beginning of the renaissance in the city of Muskegon Heights. So what I say after? Okay.
All right, we're going to keep it moving. Now we're going to bring on Brad Hillary, which is the chairman of the DDA. Brad.
Well, hello, everyone. I don't know how I can follow that speech. That was fantastic. His word was, or Mayor Watt, thank you, Mary Watt. His word was change. I look around here and I say my word is wow. I cannot believe all of you coming here today to be part of this renaissance, this revitalization of Muskegon Heights. Fantastic. And also a word of thanks. My name is Brad Hillary. I'm on the DDA here in Muskegon Heights, but I also work at a company here in Muskegon Heights called Webb Chemical. And we've been here for over 50 years, and I've been there 30 years. And I say that because of the change that is now happening to the positive is being seen not only by the residents of Muskegon Heights, but outside of Muskegon Heights. And it's being talked about in a very positive light. And I think that's awesome. I also want to thank the donors, the individuals, and the companies and the organizations that made this possible. Many of their names are listed over here on one of the plaques. If you get a chance, please read those names. And it's a long list, which is another good thing. It's not just a couple, it's many that are involved. And then our designer and our sculptor, Ari. Where's Ari? He's back here. Thank you, Ari. Ari is responsible for a number of different sculptures around the community. And once again, he has blessed us with his gift of art that we can have here in Muskegon Heights. And then another quick thanks for Judy. She's not going to want to take the thanks, but she has brought all of us together to make this and many other art happen in the community. If I'm correct, I believe this is number 7. Is that right? That's in the community. So just awesome. I, like Mayor Watt, am also very proud today of having this, and I've looked up at it many times and used the word wow, but I'm very proud and optimistic about the change and the things that are happening around this community that we just haven't seen for a while. And so I want to just say, let's enjoy this sculpture and let it, as Mayor Watt said, band us together for bright tomorrows. Thank you very much. And I think, Judy, you're up next.
Thank you, Brad. Brad talked about two things here, and one of the things was about optimistic. And that's a big thing for us here in the city of Muskegon Heights. We're very optimistic about what's happening and moving forward. And as we continue to go, we've got a big thank you to, as he said, Judy is going to come forward here. But as you keep going around, he used the word wow. I want you to think about that, wow. Because as you drive around Muskegon Heights right now, you're looking at wow factors in different parts of the city. So downtown Muskegon Heights, we're just a start of where we're going. But right now, the brains behind all this movement, the emails, the phone calls, the text messages, the brains right now, ladies and gentlemen, welcome Judith Hayner.
Thank you all for being here. I am so proud of this turnout and what you are telling this community. We are all together and we are capable of doing more and to bringing Muskegon Heights and to assisting Muskegon Heights every way that they need it. So thank you for being here for this. I have a few remarks. I have some people I have to thank, so I'll talk fast. This is the 7th project of the Muskegon City Public Art Initiative, which started in 2018 and is a project of the Community Foundation for Muskegon County. This project we are doing 10 sculptures. This is very good. Brad, you're paying attention. This is number 7. And from the beginning, we always knew that we wanted to reserve one of our slots. We have 10 slots. We wanted to do at least one thing in Muskegon Heights. When City Manager Troy Bell, who is here today, Troy, when City Manager Troy Bell approached me in October of 2021, yes, that's how long these things take. He came to me, he said, I have something I want to pitch. He said, I want to talk to you about, and let's get together. So we did. And when he said that he was interested in doing a public art piece of Muskegon Heights, I was delighted. When he told me what his idea was, I was hooked. It's like, okay, it could not be a more perfect idea. And I was able to tell him in that very same meeting, I know the artist that can do this. And Ari Norris, I'll talk about him in a little bit. But I knew Ari, and I knew Ari could pull this off. So, and 2 years is about the average time for all of these projects. Sometimes it's longer. But it does take a village. It takes all of you. It takes all of our donors, our helpers, and our enthusiasts, which we have had so many along this trail. And nothing happens without the generosity of the Muskegon community, the greater Muskegon community. I want you to know that 90 individuals, 5 corporations, the state of Michigan, 2 major foundations, the Howmet Aerospace Foundation and the Community Foundation, all donated funds to make this possible. And I have to tell you, you'd be surprised at how quickly that actually came together. Because I think people, once they understood the idea, they were really enthusiastic and wanted to help make it happen. Our donations range from $25 to $25,000. But there's a whole lot of people here that believe in the future of Muskegon Heights, and I think this is one of the illustrations of that. I also want to recognize a few of the people that really worked with us. Steve Jackson from Jackson Murphy. I don't know, Steve, if you're here today, but Steve Jackson, kind of at the last minute, agreed to do all of the excavation. This looks beautiful, but you can't imagine the work that took, and he donated that service to this project. We've also had just such amazing people to work with. Kathy Brubaker Clark and Marla Schneider cannot be here today. They're from the Greater Muskegon Economic Corporation. We can applaud them. Kathy's been working with Muskegon Heights before this, on reaching new Muskegon Heights, on the visioning process, and all the strategic planning that the Heights has been doing in the last few years. She's really been instrumental, and I'm so sorry that she couldn't be with us today. I want to thank, we did a big cleanup in June to start getting ready for this project. I want to thank Webb Chemical Company, Quality Tool and Stamping, Muskegon Rotary Club, and GMed, who all sent volunteers to work and clean up not only this block, but that block. It was a massive day. And I have to recognize Dale and Sarah Zuder of Superior Power Washing. I don't know that he's here today because I know his work schedule and it's crazy. But I got to tell you, if you need power washing done, please use them. I called him up. I did not know him. He did not know me. I described what we were doing and what we were trying to accomplish, and he and his wife spent 2 days gratis cleaning all of this, and said he was honored to have the opportunity to do it. I also want to recognize the people that work directly with me and George Dornbos. Where are you? There you are. George and Joanne Dornbos are volunteers that have adopted me. I don't know how I got so lucky, but they did. I've been adopted before, so I understand what that is and what it requires. Anyway, George and Joanne, thank you for all the help that you have, all the stuff that you have added to this project. I have had really a good opportunity to be able to get to know the mayor, the council, the city manager, the interim city manager, Kai Guy from the Department of Public Works, and I have to tell you that it has been delightful to work with all of them, and they have been there for us when we said we need something now, or we need the power on, or we need this, or we need that, and they've all been right there with us as we've tried to do some of this work. We have a couple of very special guests that I'm going to introduce in a few minutes that I'm just so proud to have here. But in the meantime, I want to introduce Ari Norris. I had the pleasure of getting to know Ari Norris when he was a young'un. He was at the college, at the Muskegon Community College. He's a graduate of Reese Puffer High School and a graduate of Muskegon Community College. And while he was at the community college, he came to the art museum, which I was at for 15 years, and he did an internship with us. So I really had the opportunity to get to know him and to get to know his character and his just his heart a little bit. So it was really a privilege to get to know him. And then I was on the Downtown Arts Committee when we helped the LST. They were wanting to do the sculpture that they did of the Muskegon's own Boogie Woogie Bugle Boy, and Ari Norris is who they contracted with. So again, I got to work with Ari. So when Troy Bell suggested this, it's like, you know what? I know who to talk to. I know a Muskegon artist that does bronze, not a common combination. Ari Norris, I told you that. Ari also did a commission for the community college. He did a bust of Doris Rucks, and both of those were installed in 2018. It's my pleasure to ask Ari to come up and maybe say a few words and let you see who he is.
Hello, everyone. This is a double life-size bronze statue. This is the largest sculpture I have created to date, and I couldn't be more proud and more honored to have it here in Muskegon Heights. In 2008, this is a story that's come up a lot through the process, the last 22 months of working on this. In 2008, downtown Muskegon installed and dedicated the Richard Hunt sculpture, downtown at the Circle, right in front of the Frauenthal. And I remember meeting Richard Hunt and shaking his hand as a 12-year-old and seeing, looking up at his sculpture and seeing what was possible, what one could do in the field of art. And I just hope this goes on to maybe spark that same ability to see what can happen in the different paths you take in life. So I hope, for the next many generations that this is here in Muskegon Heights, the next generations can enjoy it and look up at it and grow with it. And go Tigers.
So as we started working on this, we started to do some research on our drum majors and our band directors, started talking to various people, and a couple of the people we were talking to was certainly Floyd. Where are you, Floyd? Floyd Cook Jr.? All right. We've been talking to Floyd. Floyd talked to us about Albert Mirzo. And then we started, I think because of Floyd, he reached out to Albert Mirzo. So we have two people tonight, two band directors that have joined us and come from quite a distance, a lot farther than any of us have come. So let me introduce you first to Mr. Albert Mirzo, who was the Muskegon Heights band director from 1955 to 1959. And I know there are people in this audience that remember the late 50s and the 60s in Muskegon Heights when football and basketball and the band were the kings of the court. In 1958, Mr. Mirzo tapped Floyd Cook Jr. as the fourth drum major of his tenure, but the first African-American drum major in the Muskegon Heights. For me, a real fun part of the story when Floyd told me this story is that then Mr. Mirzo invited Floyd Cook to design his own uniform. And then when we saw pictures of that uniform, that's the uniform that we decided to use for this sculpture. So it's from the 1958 drum major uniform that Floyd Cook and Mr. Mirzo together collaborated on and designed, and we're real proud to have that. Mr. Mirzo, would you like to make some remarks?
I lost my wife last Saturday, and I lost my brother in June. I may adopt this guy because I'm short on family. Well, in the spring of 1958, my thoughts turned to finding a good drum major for the fall marching season. Only one student appeared to have the qualities necessary to be a first-class drum major. That student was senior band president Floyd Cook. So one day I asked him to stay after rehearsal so we could talk. I asked him if he would consider being our drum major during his senior year, and would he discuss that possibility with his parents. In a few days' time, he came back and said they had discussed it thoroughly, and he would like to be the drum major and was willing to give up basketball to be the drum major. I was overjoyed. Consider these qualities. He was very athletic, very limber. He was already an excellent musician, and he was a quick learner. He had artistic gifts given him by God, and he was highly respected by the other band members. In essence, he was exactly what we needed in our drum major. Moreover, he was highly capable of even designing his own distinctive drum major uniform, which he did, and very successfully too. As expected, Floyd simply took the position and the band to a higher level for our Muskegon Heights High School Tiger Marching Band. Floyd, I join everyone here in saluting you for being the first black drum major at your own high school, and for earning your design engineering degree, and for your significant contributions to your own profession, your communities, your churches, and last but not least, your fellow citizens. Wow, what a guy! Oh, what a blessing. Thank you.
Our other special guest here today, I have a feeling many of you know. Somebody does not spend 43 years in a community and not have a footprint that is left, even if they've left the community. Today joining us is Mr. Robert Moore. Let me tell you a little bit about Robert Moore. He was born in Georgia and raised in Georgia, and he has actually returned to Georgia in his well-deserved retirement. But he attended, after high school graduation, he attended Florida A&M University and was a member of the famed Marching 100 band. After graduating in 1968, he immediately began teaching band in Georgia, but by 1970 he had gone to Detroit, and he taught for a year at Northwestern High School. Now, I'm not sure how we got so lucky, but by 1971 he was in Muskegon Heights. He has served as the band director at Muskegon Heights Public Schools for 43 years. He's taught elementary, middle, and high school band, concert band, marching band, and jazz band. He retired in February of 2015. He was elected to the Muskegon Heights Alumni Association Hall of Fame in 2016. I spent 9 years as assistant superintendent for Muskegon Public. I learned firsthand how it is that our football coaches and our band directors save kids' lives. Mr. Moore has saved generations. Mr. Moore, I'm going to give him an opportunity to say a few words.
Hello, everybody. You know, I was tempted to come up here without notes. Then it dawned on me that I got a good memory, just short. So I said, I better jot some things down. Well, let me first say that I am humbled and privileged to be here today on behalf of the band students, band parents, band supporters, administrative staff, board members who were instrumental in the band program that emerged from 1971 through the end of my tenure as band director. I had tremendously gifted and talented band students, dedicated, committed band parents, and wonderful support from the entire community. I can definitely say that it was a family affair. I remember when I first came to Muskegon Heights, I was visiting friends of mine who had recently moved to Muskegon. My friend was over the Boy Scouts, and he asked me to go with him to see the superintendent. At that time was Mr. John Sitnor. He introduced me to Mr. John Sitnor, and we began talking, and he asked me, he said, hey, where are you from? And I told him. He said, well, where did you go to school? I told him that, and after I told him that, he said, you said you went to Florida A&M University? He said, yeah. He said, were you in the marching band? I said, yes. So his next question was, he said, don't tell me you was in music. I said, yes. He said, do you know my band director just left? And he began immediately screaming and shouting, hallelujah! And he said, the Lord must have blown you through my door. And he said, look, he said, Muskegon Heights District had some of the most gifted and talented students in the whole county, and that I would not only love it, but I would stay. Ended up staying 43 years. Band students became successful in many areas of music, especially excelled in the marching bands, displaying the HBCU style. I don't want to get into calling name because it would be an enormous list. But however, would like to recognize two recently deceased supporters, and one is Mrs. Norma Newsom. She was with me from day one. I mean, every student who ever went to solo and ensemble festival, she probably played for you at one time or another. And I also like to recognize Mrs. Rose Thornton. She was, from the time she got here, she was very instrumental behind the success of the Muskegon Heights Marching Band. This statue is a fitting salute to all the students, parents, supporters, the family of well-wishers of Muskegon Heights Marching Band. It truly exemplifies that Tiger pride. I am truly grateful and thankful to have had an opportunity to be a part of the Tiger family. Thank you.
I would like to invite Todd Jacobs, who is the president and CEO of the Community Foundation for Muskegon County. He's been here with us since 2019, and the mayor to come up. Todd has a presentation.
Thank you, Judy. It is the Community Foundation's pleasure to be a part of this project. I do feel that it is representative of the community coming together and of Tiger pride. and really believe that it is a catalyst to great things to come for Muskegon Heights. I also would like to share that the Community Foundation is working very hard and committed to helping Muskegon Heights return to its former glory and building a strong economic and vibrant community, both educationally and economically, for the residents here. And it is my pleasure to give you the deed to this piece of art to you, Mayor, and thank you very much, everybody.
I'm not supposed to have more words. Well, no. Oh, wow. I have some more I want to say, but.
The answer is no, Mayor, no. At this time, we're going to go and we're going to call our representative from the 87th House District, Will Snyder.
Good afternoon, everybody. I guess it's time to get our winter coats out. I didn't get the memo, so I will be relatively brief. But what an exciting day for Muskegon Heights and for this community. And this is proof that good things are happening in Muskegon Heights. And the mayor talked earlier about the Broadway project that we were able to secure funding for earlier in this year's budget, which we're going to see happen in the next year or so, and I'm so incredibly grateful to have been a part of that. But in the last 10 months, we have seen over $16 million of direct investment from the state in Muskegon Heights. And that doesn't only include the Broadway Avenue project, but it includes over $8 million through the revolving loan fund for lead pipe replacement and service line replacement here in Muskegon Heights. And this today is about celebrating our past and acknowledging our future. And we have a bright future ahead of us with the work we're doing. And I will never, not go to battle for Muskegon Heights. And that the budget victories that we were able to win in this year's budget are just the beginning. So thank you for allowing me to say a few words. And go Tigers, but tomorrow go blue.
Thank you, Representative Snyder. At this time, we're going to bring Morgan Carroll from the Greater Muskegon Economic Development. Is she here?
Yeah, she's right there.
There she is.
Well, I'm certainly not as tall as Will is, but I did get the memo about winter, so thank you, everybody. Everything that has been said in the past is absolutely true. We are very proud to be a part of this as Greater Muskegon Economic Development and working with all of our partners throughout Muskegon County, the Community Foundation, Muskegon Heights, and to be a part of the redevelopment of Reaching New Muskegon Heights. We thank everybody for attending this evening and afternoon and are very proud to continuing to work with the city and all of our partners on the future of the development of downtown Muskegon Heights. Thank you.
All right, at this time, we're going to move forward. We're almost at the close of our session. But again, thank all of you for everything that you are doing to make Muskegon Heights what it is. Again,
we're just appreciative of everybody being here. Two quick things. In the scriptures, you often see where when something tremendous happened, they would always say, let's build a monument here so we don't forget this day and this occasion. If you really don't believe something tremendous has happened in Muskegon Heights, we already have the monument. So thank you for being here. Also, I want to just thank my fire department, public works department, inspections, all the people on my staff who were a part of helping make today happen. And as a Muskegon Heights graduate, I'm really glad I'm a Tiger.
And I'll be brief too because it is cold, but I just want to say it's just ironic that today we are dedicating this art exhibit, this monument here in the city of Muskegon Heights. Just yesterday, the council and myself, we were up at the MML conference up in Traverse City, and they had a gentleman that was speaking to how do you get a wow factor? How do you change your community for the positive? How do you bring people back to want to be a part of your community? And in every one of those instances, he talked about and they showed pictures of exhibits in the heart of a community. They had a big eyeball, a huge eyeball in a community where, you know, he said they probably had many discussions at council that didn't agree, but the eyeball became an attraction. One community had a big bear that stood against a window. It was probably 40 foot. But the point he was making was it became attraction. People came back, took pictures, and those pictures spread around the world. So as we come back to Muskegon Heights, as you come to downtown, take pictures, spread this monument around the country, and let them know what we're doing right here in the city of Muskegon Heights. And thank you all for coming out. Take pictures, enjoy yourself, and we don't have no hot chocolate, but get warm.